I know what you're going to say. Welcome to the koi pond, or by the koi pond, Koi Kicks. And I know what you're thinking. Stop tinkering about, stop messing about with it, but we can't help it, can we? So, what am I doing today? Woo! It's lovely. It's Sunday the 26th, and it's a bank holiday weekend. It was not a bad day yesterday. It didn't rain, but today the sun is coming out. We're getting lots of rain. So what I am doing, the Eazypod, as what a lot of you have been seeing my videos, it needs cleaning every 3 days. And even with the eye maintenance, I PP'd it, I've cleaned it again today, and it was absolutely dropped out loads of stuff. And I only did it, was it yesterday or day before? It might have been yesterday, you know, a day before. Just crazy. So what have I done? I've got a load of spare brushes everywhere from my main pond, and I was a couple short, so I've popped round to a local shop and I've picked up 4 of these, the big ones. So what I've done is I folded the handle over so it's flat like that, look. So these 3, I've got 4 of these, so there's 3 that sit underneath that. So there's 1, 2, 3, as you can see, and that will sit right up once that water starts getting in there. Now what people may or may not notice with the Eazypod, the K1 micro K1, it floats, so the water flows in the bottom there, it goes in, and then it kind of comes up a bit. And your brushes, not my brushes, but the K1 actually only covers the grills there, look. So it only covers that 6-7 inch there. Just there. So what I'm hoping is that these don't clog up as quick as that stuff. And then that, I'll leave it in there. I will probably end up putting it in there. But I don't want to just let it loose in there. So I've got to think about what I want to do with that. I could do with a bucket of some sort and sort of hang it in there, you know what I mean, or hang it in a net sack. Anyway, that's for another day, but that's what I'm doing now. So what I'm about to do is pop these in, get these brushes set up, and see for the next week how long it takes before that stars the pump, because for me it's like 2 to 3 days. I can't be cleaning that every 2 days. Not happening. Not happening. I'm not knocking the Eazypod, it's excellent, but it's high maintenance with cleaning. It really is. It just almost is too efficient, but it is on 5,000 litres on there, and I want to grow this intensively. If it was on there, which it was on there before, 2K, it probably wouldn't need cleaning out as much. But anyway, it is a great filter, but I wouldn't recommend it for anything over 2,000 litres. I can't remember noticing it needed cleaning more than once a week on there, on the 2,000 litres. But I can't guarantee that. But anyway, on this, yeah, it really is capturing some stuff. So for me, I'm going to put it down to it's too efficient. It's not going to meet my lifestyle. I cannot be in here every 2 days emptying that and bubbling it, draining it, and then topping up every 2 days. Just not happening. So I'm hoping that these will meet my lifestyle, because I've got brushes, I've got a brush box on my main pond, and that pond is clear as anything. It works bang on. I'd go as far as saying it's clearer than this. It's been easier to maintain, but that might, because it's a bigger body of water, it's twice the volume of this. But anyway, I'm going to stop waffling, get these in, get that pod filled up with water, and actually see what it does. Now what I am anticipating is more muck will probably get through this than the micro K1, so my water quality in terms of clarity won't be as good. But I'm going to see. I'm going to see. Okay, so that's what I'm doing today. So I'll pop back soon. I know, I can still hear you now. What are you doing? You're going back in ages. I couldn't be doing, and people probably saying, oh, I can't be doing with cleaning brushes out, so on and so forth. But like I say, I find it easy maintenance compared to the one with 10,000 litre pond. It's got a little brush box in it. It's bucket about that size with a tray in the parts with literally these standing up, about 5 of these in the middle as like a barrier. Now, like I say, this probably won't be as clean because now it is absolutely spotless, but I will come to this. What I've noticed with this is the media don't seem to be tumbling as well. Now it's got a lot of, you see the actual bacteria on there. So what I have done though as well, I've put up my 2 returns. My returns are actually at high level now. The water comes up about a foot and then across 1, 2. You can just see them underneath the water there, look. Because now, if I have a power cut, because they're higher up, it only drains to about here. But I'm just wondering if, because it's now not pumping into the bottom, it's actually pumping here about this level and then this level coming across this way. The water flow is all here. So I think I'm going to drop them back down to see if that water pumping in the bottom moves them, because they seem to be sinking and tumbling, or sinking in one area. It's actually since I PP'd this, but I didn't PP that. So you're actually going to watch the switch on of this. So pumps on. I'll get these 2 on. Do that. So this has not got the amount of water in there at the minute, so I've got to top it up. So this is back up to the water level. There's probably about 1.5 inches down, and then I'll go from there. So as you can see, you can now see the brushes, well you probably can't, but the actual brushes are slightly sticking through, look. Whereas you'd see K1 there, that actual 4-inch grilled gap is actually brushes now. So it's an Eazypod brush box. Can still act as a vortex on the outside, as you can see. So that's still exactly the same. Lovely turbulence around there for the big sediments, and then the smaller stuff will hopefully trap in there. So I'll see. Going to top this up now. I've moved that. That's come off there now because this has got salt in this pond. I've now got it up to 0.5. So these are just settling into that last couple of days for them skin problems on them. Just to now I've got the heat there, the immune system's up, the salt is there now. So hopefully can get them. That's my quarantine now. Anything that's got any knocks, bumps, new fish going in there. That's got salt to 0.5. And then this is obviously the grow on. So that's it for this. Going to put my UV back on in a minute. Put the air source heat pump back on. Now, one other thing, guys, which I think is worth mentioning, the Kactoily had a good calibration yesterday to 3 points on the pH because I thought it was out. So anyway, did a calibration to 4.01, then to 6.86, then to 9.18. That's had a 3-point calibration, and now it's reading about on point, I think. So it's reading at 7.7 my water. So it was out before. I'm pretty confident of that, and it's a lot more stable like I'm on these 2 power points. And then I've also got MV powder, so I've got a little solution there for doing the ARP calibration, and that was a little bit out as well. That was about 100 MV out, so that's calibrated now. So, and that's now 195, so I'm a bit more confident now that this is calibrated. That's a bit confusing. I don't know why the salt percentage is reading at 0.13. That's got some, that's a bit strange, because that's got no salt in there. That should be at 0.05, so I'll have to have a look at that. There's always something in there. So I'll let you know what is going to happen with this. I'm quietly confident it's going to do well. I'm going to have a little play about with this now. You can see the movement, look, it's swirling from left to right. So I'm going to drop those two pipes, that one and that one, to the bottom again, and see what happens. So I've just altered the pipe again at the bottom. Now I have dropped a bit of a rollock because the outlet, there was a lot of biofilm on it, and for some stupid reason I decided to clean it and tap it on here, and a load of this shit dropped in here. So the brushes don't get the blame, I wanted to show you in here what I've done. So there's the pipe at the bottom now, look, and the air stone is kind of wedged underneath it. So you can see now, even without the air stone, the water circulation in there is better, because it's coming straight down the bottom in the middle now, and then it's exiting out here, as you can see on those two outlets. And then there's my overflow, it gets too high. So you can see it pushing through. You can see it pushing the media, look. That's without the air on there. So now I've got the air to go on. What's the air on? So hopefully, with that water flowing across the bottom, that starts tumbling a lot better than what it was. Those stones have immediately bloody moved. Look, that's the problem I'm getting as well. There's two stones that moved into the middle, look. Well, it's 8 o'clock, Sunday, been tinkering again, carnage. So what I've done, I've got a load of this 8mm, I think, 10mm, sorry, push fit, and some bends and stuff that I've got left over from a heating job that I did many years ago. So what I've done, because this moving bed, the pipe work was moving quite a lot because of the flexible hose, I've got my two air stones, 1, 2, short bit of the plastic which I heated up, and the tubing, that 10mm tubing, with a bit of heat, it went straight onto the two tails of the air stones. And then there's a short piece, an elbow pointing each way, and then in the centre there's one of these plastic tees. I left the pipe on to give it some thickness, and that pushed in lovely and tight into each fitting. So now I've got a rigid pipe. What I've done in this, when I first came in about 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, I put my little coffee sieve in the centre to see what muck these brushes were potentially passing. Now, I made a mistake, because literally before I was about to click on the record button to conclude this week's video, I bent these two tops down, because I thought, well, these will miss, these will hit that. But it's not a moving bed anyway anymore, so there's no K1, so technically I don't need these anymore. Oh, just on that note, one of them, I'm going to contact the guy at Sculpted Layers, see if he'll send me one of these, because on one of them here, I found a weak point on mine. There, look, and if you peel this bit of plastic back, it's almost like there's nothing behind it inside, so it's like got a bit of a weak point, fortunately right where this lever is, where this handle is. I suppose I could glue it, but I've not even had it a year yet, I don't think, and I really think they're great. I technically don't need it, but I just need one, just to, if I do sell it or get rid of these, I don't want to sell a broken one, so I might just contact him, and I'm pretty sure he'll send me a replacement one, but I've not got round to it. I took a photo. So anyway, yeah, I basically touched that, bent it, and a little bit of crap did come off the top and through. So I've probably got to bend both of these down as well, and that one down. But I don't want to. When I touch it and push that down, I don't want to disturb them. So I'll bend them down horizontally and bend that one down. So let's get this. I mean, you can see the muck that the brushes have collected already. I mean, look at in there, you can see on the filaments of the brushes. I mean, look at the edge. So what I've done as well is I'm doing a ammonia low rate check. So I did this yesterday, and this was at 0.29. Today it's at 0.21, so it's gone down 0.08. Now what I did, and I'm going to try this rest of this week, well, I'm running out of this stuff now, but yeah, that was running at 0.29. And then what I've done, I've actually increased the flow rate through the moving bed. I thought I'll try all this because I measured the volume of water coming out of there yesterday, and on the way this was set up, with this valve open to this line, that to that line, I've actually wrote on here, with this on full, it was getting 1,400 litres per hour running through the moving bed. I upped that, so I closed this off some more and upped it to 60%, and then I was getting I went from 23 litres to 25 litres, and then I upped it to 70%, and with the tap closed I was getting 2 litres more a minute. Now at the minute I've actually got this set to 80%. 80%, the valve going to the main pond is off, so the majority of it is through there, then circulating through where the air source heat pump, and that air source heat pump can handle 5,000 litres per hour. It's the morning of bank holiday, 27th of May. And the sun has come out in between these rain clouds going on in the UK at this moment in time, or when this was the moment in time, because obviously you'll be a week behind me. Yeah, it's sun is out, but we're getting some rain. So I'm back in the koi house this morning, and because I wanted to get this out, just a little bit of tinkering. So I've come in this morning with a little bit of apprehension, as you do, because when you make a change, you think, oh, is it okay, and what's happening in there, is it still running the way I set it up, so on and so forth. So I did have this running the other way around, so I've actually got this now. I've just extended this a bit longer, just heated a bit of pipe up, made my own socket type of thing, and then I've been having it that way around, to be honest with you. Not too high, so it causes a little bit of back pressure, so it's got a bit of water. Not too high, because what I find is if I have this too high or too long, with this that I've been having in winter, because I've turned the flow up to 70% on my pump, I think it's 70, it might be 80 now, so I've turned the flow up. I'm finding that I've got the spray bar, it's too much back pressure, and this can fill up, and it just worries me. So to get as much surface agitation going, I've done that. Which causes quite a bit, to be fair. And then I pop my head in there, so I'll show you an update of these two. So yesterday I tweaked that as well. I took the flexible tube out, I used the plastic T, and it fitted inside this with some of that hosing still on, cut on a short piece. So imagine that cut off. Inside of there is literally that tee with some of that rubber still on the pipe, on the tee, and it fits just in here and does a lovely tight seal. And then this, I heated up a little bit and it fitted these nipples on here, and this is 10mm. So I've actually made a 10mm rigid pipe, and this side was the same length as that side. It was about there actually, it was a bit short. So I find that actually I did it too short. So as you can see, I got impatient yesterday and I dumped the micro K1 in. To be honest with you, I thought it would be a nightmare to remove if I ever need to. But actually, I forgot that it bloody floats. So it won't be, could just scoop that straight out if I need be. And as you can see there now, the water flow is not off, the air's off. And you can see the water flow in there now. Now what I'm finding a little bit at the minute is the bio pads are settling a bit. Bearing in mind there's no air in there at the minute. So what I'm doing is, I've altered this pipe, like I say, and I've spread them out a bit. So I should get more towards the ends. So I'm going to pop that back in and get that on. Happy with that. Things are looking good. So, got the air stones back in. I think I've about hit the sweet spot now. It looks pretty decent there. There's a good bit of overlap here. I don't seem to be getting any dead spots, so yeah, things are looking, I feel better, I feel more settled, like things are more on point. I didn't realise how much the pH was out on the Kactoily. That said, that's and an MP, but that said, my pH is lower than what I thought it was, which is good, because then you've got, and that's probably why I don't think ammonia wasn't playing a part. 7.8, I'm here now, look. So 8.8 at 24 degrees, the toxicity level of total ammonia is 0.59. So these are doing well. These are looking so much better. If I show you that one that was all red, look at the one with the split fin, look at this one now. That's the one there. One with a split fin. I've not done anything with it yet, but look at the dorsal on the back. Look at the Shiroji. It's definitely on the mend. This is looking this colour because it's got salt in here and it's killing off any algae on the walls. As you can see, look, any algae here, it will just move off. So that is looking a lot happier. Now, it's either because of the treatment that it's all had, and that's in this salt where it's having such a benefit, and I think the major benefit is now we're up to 24 degrees. It's not in cold water in there anymore. If you think about it, a koi with an issue in cold water, it's not going to thrive. The only thing that's going to thrive on those elements, on the skin and scales and stuff, is the bacteria that you don't want to, whether it's fungus, that green fungus. It's just not going to heal. So the key for me here is getting this system, is the time of year, and getting this. It's at 24 degrees now, look in here. 24.2. This will be the same, if not higher. It's a smaller body of water, so it's got, the fluctuations are a bit more, especially getting warm. So with the warmth and its treatments, obviously the bad bacteria has been knocked back with the Virkon and the treatment with the aquaflavin it had early on in the season, and now with it's been cleaned, topically cleaned a couple of times. So that's sort of dislodged and topically cleaned the areas, and now it's set with its immune system is now its highest it's going to be at 24 degrees temperature, not 10 degrees, 12 degrees, which I don't know why you'd expect any benefit from any treatments if the temperature's not there. If you think about it, really, you've got to be very lucky, haven't you? So yeah, things are coming together well. These, since those 3 fish have gone, wow, so much difference with the feeding. They have all the food goes, but they don't come up on it and go for it like they used to. A bit more, you know, a bit more sedate. If I just put some food in there, these will, look, they're straight up, that one I've been talking about. So they're happy as, but these, if you watch these, I've got to get these some confidence going with these. Now, I've got some news for you. I've told Chris Wall at JPN Koi, my Saki Fish Farm Tancho Sankey, I've asked that I'm going to grow it myself, so I want it. So I'm either going to collect it or get it delivered, I don't know yet. It's Bank Holiday Monday, so he contacted me yesterday, provided the video. It absolute stonking. I'm not going to show it with you, but yeah, the sumi in some areas has come up already. It is quite heavy sumi for a Sankey, but I'm hoping that as the fish and there's some on where the red spot for me is absolutely spot on. It's a lovely big spot. So obviously as the fish gets bigger, all of those aspects which aren't so appealing now should become more appealing. If I can grow it on, if it don't die and all the other crap that goes with keeping fish, if it develops well, everything else should shrink with it, if that makes sense, as the fish comes bigger. And the edge spots are mega. I think it's 20 centimetres at the moment. So if I can get it in here on this Saki growth and grow it till October, hopefully I can get 2 to 4 centimetres a month. So if I can get, I think when I had that little 500 litres here, the one at the back there, I was averaging about 2 centimetres a month at 24 degrees. That was in winter though, so the light weren't there. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cm, so I could go from 20 to 30, 35. Now Koi Wholesale, they believe that they could reach, some of them fish, it's not guaranteed though, can reach 40 to 45. So what's that? 20, 24, 28, 32, okay now, 36, 40. So they think they can reach 4 centimetres per month. That's a 1 centimetre growth a week. So that is some going. So who knows, when I get it here, I will measure it. I will get it in here, I think. I've got to contemplate, do I put it in there for 6 weeks and they're only on that feeder dropping in, so there's not much going in there, or do I just put it straight in there? I mean, it has been at Koi Wholesale. They've kept it's been in the country since February, so technically they have QT'd it as well. And if they're happy for that fish to go out to sale, do I risk it and put it straight in this pond? There's them feeding, look, coming up there now. They like it, seem to like it on that side. So what do you reckon? Do I put it in there with them £500 Saki Fish Farm Tancho Sankey? Or do I float it in a bag in here and put it straight in here on 24 degrees growth? The feed's going to start going up now. I'm going to start putting the feed up now. There's 3 feeds going in, so I've got to have a play about with it, so it's going to be fed into the night. What do you reckon? Answer on a postcard. Put it in the comments. And I'm going to conclude this video in the middle of the week when I would have been cleaning the Eazypod out. I'm going to come into this video 3 days and see where the pod is on the brushes.